Welcome everybody to the TKW live stream. My name is Kenny and thanks for joining us. You know, it's been a long time since we had one of these live streams, but unfortunately we do have a little bit of weather coming up on Saturday. We're going live just a little bit early to give you that full update here. So severe weather is possible Saturday. We're going to let you know exactly where it's at, what I'm thinking, and how you should prepare for that Saturday. So thanks for everybody tuning in. Looks like we got a couple people in here, and you're looking at the live look at Oakville, Missouri, courtesy of Oakville WX. You're watching Team Kenny White. And how are we doing, everybody? Welcome. If you're new, my name is Kenny here, and you're watching the Team Kenny Weather Facebook page. And like I said in the intro, we do have severe weather possible. Why am I looking up there? I'm looking at myself. Severe weather possible Saturday night. You can kind of see it on the screen here, but it is a little bit confusing. There's a lot of information going around, so we're going to break down everything that you need to know in this live stream. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about a certain area, or if this is going to happen, let me know. We're going to answer them as a Q&A as well, so just to clear up things. So how's everybody doing today? Let's see who's in the chat. It looks like we got a couple people in the chat. A couple people are moving on through and sharing the live stream. I really do appreciate that. Make sure if you haven't already, share the live stream so everybody is aware what's going to be happening Saturday. Long time no see. Yeah, it's been a while. We did a severe weather live stream like not too long ago for like a warning. But as far as like severe weather, like a discussion, yeah, it's been a little bit. So welcome everybody. We're just going to go ahead and get started here because we have a lot of stuff to talk about. So first here, I want to bring your attention. This is the severe weather outlook. You probably have seen this going around hundreds of times. We have posted here on the Facebook page, but we're going to break it down for you here. So on your screen here, oh, let's see. Okay. On the screen here in the green, for most of the area, we have a 1 out of 5 in the severe weather scale. That is equivalent to a marginal risk. And very few counties that we cover here on the Facebook page are in a 2 out of 5 on the severe weather risk. And I want to mention that because we don't have an enhanced risk, we don't have moderate risk or high risk. This is a 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, which basically means this area in the green means that we have a small chance of seeing a severe storm. Maybe 1 or 2 will be severe. And then as we get into the yellow, like the Hillsborough, Potosi over in the red bud, that's where we have a little bit elevated chance, but I'm not talking about like outbreak of severe weather. Like this is going to be on the low end of the spectrum as far as severe weather goes. So that is what we're looking at for the outlook here. It has been shifting south here. So this yellow line was all the way up here at one point, and then yesterday it went right here, and now it's down here at the bottom. So it has been shifting south, and it kind of looks like it's going to continue to shift south, but of course we'll let you know in tomorrow's update. But let's get right into the timing here. Hello John, how are you doing? Glad to see you here. We're going to get into the timing, and before we get into the timing, we're going to go over 4 different models just to give an idea, because there is a little bit consistency. So we're going to walk through each of the models, and of course I'm going to let you know which one I think and at least is the most accurate as of now. So let's get into the models here, and let me get everything set up here. Glad to see everybody in the chat. Yeah, we had technical difficulties, and also let's put W's in the chat for my producer, Kanan, aka Girlfriend, for running the graphics. All the graphics that you see here, she is running behind the scenes, so put W's in the chat. Alrighty, let's not get carried away about talking about my girlfriend. We have weather to talk about. So let's go ahead and start with this data. It does run again at 8 like 8:30, 9 o'clock, but the live stream will be too late, so I wanted to go on. This is with the afternoon data, which so far is not looking too crazy. So this is the North American 3-kilometer model, and as you can see, as we go into Friday, tomorrow, there might be some sprinkles around the area, but that is not why we're doing the live stream. But any football games or any activities on Friday will be just okay. Now let's take a look here, everyone. As we go into Friday, you can see we do have a couple of storms here that try to form out to our west. Now the model is really having a hard time picking up the rain chances, and this is part of what we've been talking about. If this is the first scenario. So here's the first scenario. As we go into Saturday, you see how we have lots of isolated rain showers, spotty rain showers, and of course when it rains you're going to have cloud cover. So that is going to be part of limiting the severe weather risk. But as you look south, the rain doesn't really reach that area. It has a hard time, stays almost north of I-44 here as we go into the afternoon time, but it will bring clouds. But here is what I'm looking at here. Look at 4 p.m. Saturday right on your screen here. Showers and thunderstorms are going to be moving in. Look how quickly they build up in the hour. Now, you might be thinking about, oh my goodness, Kenny, this is a severe weather outbreak. No, it's not. What this model is printing out here, we'll break it down to you. The model is breaking down, hey, this is after the rain. This is in the evening time. Well, what happened in the morning time is we had the clouds, so we couldn't get enough heating. So we will have rain due to the cold front moving through, but this is not expected to be severe. So, like I said, at least with this model, the NAM 3-kilometer model, we are not looking at a widespread severe weather event. I think the marginal risk that we have for most of the area is perfect. Now, is there a chance that we will see 60-mile-per-hour winds? Yes, there's always a chance. It will be gusty at times, but I'm not really seeing anything screaming alert with this system as of right now with this data. But showers and thunderstorms will be moving through all the way into the evening time and into Sunday as the cold front moves through. So the takeaway from this weather model is it's going to be too cloudy and it's going to be spotty rain chances where the atmosphere won't be able to heat up and cause severe weather. So that is the first scenario. That is the best case scenario, and that's kind of, if you're asking me, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards. But let's look at the other weather models, because surprisingly, even though we're only a few days out, we still have a little bit consistencies throughout the model. So this is another model that we have here, and this one doesn't really have a good timing, so we're not really going to focus on that too much as it bugs out a little bit. Hello, Dad. How's it going? Kanan says, thank you, babe. You're welcome. Yeah, very good job running the graphics. So here we go. So Friday, once again, Friday, there's nothing to worry about. So if you're going to sleep tonight, nothing to worry about Friday. We originally thought that there may be a little bit of action, but nothing's really happening. So here's a look at Saturday here. We're at Saturday morning. Nothing is happening. You can see on this model it's actually staying fairly dry until we get into the later half of the morning here, where we have some showers and thunderstorms out near Warrenton and Lincoln County. And that is also going to play a factor in the severe weather event, because you can see basically all day, unless you're in Illinois or south of the St. Louis region, you're really seeing a lot of cloud cover. And as we get into the afternoon time, take a look here. This is a hodograph, but there is really no instability that is going to be fueling these storms. Unfortunately, the severe weather, at least for these two models, do not look possible, and it's kind of favoring that we're going to have that cloud cover and a little bit of rain chances, limiting that severe weather threat. So that is 2 for 2 for the best case scenario. Now we'll take a look at this. This is a newer model here, and this is one of the newer models. This is to get a rough idea. You can't really go off this 100%, but I do want to show you this as well. So once again, the computer is bugging out a little bit. Everybody likes using the data. Sorry about that. Okay, so like I said, Friday, tomorrow, Friday, you'll see that in our forecast, but nothing is going to be happening. I'm fairly confident that there's going to be almost nothing happening in the weather world. So any plans for Friday, you're good. Saturday, look at this here. So you can see Saturday at 6 a.m., we have storms moving in. They're already out to our west. It's going to be throwing cloud cover towards the St. Louis region, which again is going to be part of the severe weather event. You can see showers up near Lincoln County. Remember, this is all in the marginal risk where it's raining right now. Anywhere north of I-44 is really where the marginal risk of the isolated severe weather. But as we go into the afternoon time, almost sounds like a broken record here. Look at 1 p.m. here. Widespread rain across the area, and it only enhances itself here. And look down towards the south, here near Cape Girardeau, if you can see that right there, Carbondale. See how the storms are heavier right there? And it's lighter as we get into the St. Louis area. That is because, once again, we are having that cloud cover and the rain chances that are really holding off and limiting that severe weather event. That is one thing that we're really trying to figure out if that was going to be happening. So far, it's been playing out like that. Like the severe weather is going to be pushed further south, and you can really see that here on the model here. So right down here, look at that severe weather event. Light rain showers for most of us. Of course, if I was in the Potosi area or near the Farmington region or far Jefferson County and Monroe County, I would be watching out just in case. But like I said, it's really not going to be anything crazy. And then as the cold front moves in, cooler temperatures move in with some light rain showers going into the afternoon and evening. So once again, this model right here is showing another scenario where it will unfortunately have limited severe weather event. So that is what we're looking at right now. And also I want to let you know a side note here that the temperatures, this is the temperatures, everybody, after that cold front moves in. And as I'm getting through the graphic of the cold front, I do want to let you know is that this is not July, okay? This is October, almost heading into November, and we're having a severe weather event. So in October, we're really transitioning to the cooler days. We're not really looking at 100 degrees, so instability is not in our back pocket. It's not like we can just pull out $100 bill from our back pocket and say, here you go, this is the storm fuel. It's the thermodynamics with this really all have to come together. Like, we have to have everything all in place to really have a severe weather event this late into the season. It is second season for severe weather, but once we get later into it, that's why we're having a little bit inconsistency here with the severe weather, is because we're so late in the season. It's really hard to get all the thermodynamics in place. But I want to let you guys know that real quick before I go back into the weather here, 62 degrees is going to be almost the temperature. We're going to be in the 60s as we go into next week after this cold front. So this is a legit cold front. This is not cold front, severe weather, drop off in the 80s. This is an actual cold front that is going to be moving through. And surprisingly enough, hey everyone, surprisingly, this is normal temperatures. Normal highs for this time of year is around 68 degrees. And we're in the 80s. So it's almost going to be about 15 degrees cooler, but we're going to be on average where we're supposed to be. So if you guys are looking for October weather, just wait a couple days and we're going to be feeling the temperature here. So, but in my honest opinion, everybody, I've been getting a lot of questions about there's homecoming parades, there's pumpkin patches coming up. In my honest opinion, I think most of the models are handling it well. Keep in mind that we do have tomorrow data to look at, and these are almost, if you personally, in my opinion, this is almost an event where at 7 o'clock in the morning we have to look outside to see if it's cloudy or sunny outside. That's how that's how crazy this system is, because just like I said, it's not a summertime event. So it is a little bit tricky here. But I think most of the area on Saturday, if you have any activities on Saturday, right now looking at the data at 7:19, the afternoon data, it looks like we may have some spotty sprinkles to rain showers. Now, I do believe in far southeastern St. Clair County, Monroe County, near Farmington, Potosi, I do see a little bit of a dry time in the morning, but that's not guaranteed. But I do also believe that we will have cloud cover in the rain chances here. Almost the name is not really trusty, but I think it's doing a pretty good job in what we're thinking here. How spotty the mostly cloudy skies, and then the front moves in the afternoon, evening time, throws showers and thunderstorms, but they're not going to be severe. But we will have a shot of 60-mile-per-hour winds and small hail, but the risk is very low. And that's why I do believe with this hail risk, or with this thunderstorm risk, that the Storm Prediction Center has issued. Because if you think about it, all the storms were in this area. And that's where we have the slight risk. That means a few storms will be severe. And then as you get into the marginal, the lowest part of the severe weather scale, it goes all the way down to 0. But 1 out of 5 is just basically maybe 1 or 2 will be possible. So, like I said, there's nothing to panic about. Like, we're not in a 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5. It's not the March tornado where we had multiple tornadoes, 5 tornado warnings outside of our coverage area headed straight into our region. We're not going to see anything of that. But I'm also happy to let you guys know, if there's anything good about this, is that we're going to have some rain. But you're wondering, hey Kenny, with this storm system, is this going to relieve the drought? Well, good question. You're asking the right person. My answer is no. Because we're in an extreme drought. So like, we need the rain like for a month straight. We need to turn into Seattle and have it rain every single day, and then we will relieve some of the drought. But most of it is going to be relieved, but not all of it. But take a look here on your screen here. This is the forecast rain predictions from now into Sunday. So after the whole event is over, you see most of the area is around an inch of rain. I don't really see 2 inches of rain, but where we see those storms stall or where we see early morning rain is where we can see the higher totals. But I think most of the area will be about an inch to an inch and a half. So the lawns are going to love it. You're going to love it. And it will release some of the drought, which is going to be perfect. So if there's any good news about this whole system that's coming up, is 1, we're not in a 3 out of 5. We're not going to have a tornado outbreak, severe weather outbreak. So that is great news. And then 2, we are going to have beneficial rainfall coming to the St. Louis area. And we have to add 3, cooler temperatures and normal temperatures in the 60s for next week and starting on Sunday. So it's going to feel great out there as we finish off the storm system after Saturday. But like I said, yes, there was some indications, but I think we'll be okay. We'll be okay. We're in a 1 out of 5. We were in a 2 out of 5, but we got shifted to a 1 out of 5. So that is great news. So if you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat. The title is interesting. Yeah, well, we had some problems. Restream didn't want to use my title, so that's what that is. There was a lot of hype going around, but it looks like it won't be that bad. Yeah, like, it's not going to be bad. It's not going to be scary bad. But, of course, just like, just what we've been advertising, it's definitely something that you want to pay attention to because, of course, model data is always changing. So I'm not really expecting anything dramatic tomorrow. I think everything will probably play out the same, but if there was to be something dramatic, I will be pretty shocked. I will be pretty surprised myself if we all get a slight risk or even an enhanced risk. But an enhanced risk or upgrade, at least from this data that I'm looking at, looks very unlikely at this time. Edward says, go over the weather for the complete area again. Okay, so earlier in the live stream, we went through all three models, but I'm just going to go through this model because it kind of does the same here. So everybody, we're going over the data. Make sure you share the live stream so everybody is also aware that we're going over the data. This is also taking over the tomorrow cast, so there's no video coming out for tomorrow, but it's going to be just fine. So as we go into tomorrow, Friday itself, I want to make it clear, Friday will be good. Any high school football games, activities, homecoming activities on Friday will be just fine. All day Friday will be no problem. But as we go into Saturday here, this is where it gets a little bit interesting. So you see here on your screen, let's pull up the timing here for you. And Saturday morning, we have rain showers. It doesn't look widespread. It does not look like everybody's going to have it. But look, one thing to note here is that the rain showers, watch this area. Watch this area right here as we go into the model here. And you see how most of the area north of that line is getting rain, which also has clouds. The south of that area is remaining very dry. That indicates that we may have some heating or daytime heating, some storm field instability to build up now. The Cape Girardeau, Carbondale, Perryville, St. Genevieve, places like those do have the potential, and as well as the Potosi area that we do cover. But as we go into the afternoon time, look, showers and thunderstorms are still going to be around. That also indicates cloud cover as well. So I want to make that clear. And as we go into the afternoon time, especially around 3, 4, 5 o'clock, that's where we really have to watch out here, is where we have numerous, a line of showers and thunderstorms moving through. This probably won't be severe. I really don't think it's going to be severe, but we're going to have widespread rain. This is where we're going to be accumulating the up to 2 inches of rainfall here with this part of the storm. So the evening time, you can see it does get a little bit nasty, but I think we're not going to see any severe weather with this, as it has already shut down our instability. So there's really nothing to enhance the severe weather part of it, if you were to ask me. But the rain goes all the way into the evening, early on Sunday morning, and then by the time we get into the later half of Sunday, it will be all moved out. So, like I said, I think most of the morning, unless there's a drastic shift in the model, because at the same time, it is conditional still. Like, this is not the set stone forecast, but I kind of think this is how it's going to play out. I really think we're going to have rain in the morning. It's going to shut down the instability department. It's not going to be able to build any storm field. And then by the time we get into the afternoon, it's just going to be the cold front moving through the rain, non-severe. But we're going to have thunderstorms at times, but not seeing anything severe, in my opinion. So I think, like I said earlier, I think this Storm Prediction Center risk verifies, because up here in the green, low chance. The lowest end of the severe weather spectrum besides saying 0. So it's on the low side, and then you have the second lowest in the yellow here. So like I said in the early parts of the live stream, there's no tornado outbreak. There's no severe weather outbreak. There's no need to panic about this severe weather situation. It's only, like, if you were to ask me, it's only a 1 out of 5. It's like, we're used to this. Like, I would be a little bit more worried if we were in the enhanced, moderate, or high risk. I would be a little bit more worried. But if you were to ask me, I think this is like on the low end of the severe weather. It's like, woo, haven't had severe weather in a while. Here you go. Just like that. It just wants to show its face, do its thing, and then go about its day. So that is my honest opinion. Does anybody have any questions about Saturday? As you guys are thinking about your questions, also want to mention tomorrow we plan on doing a video. Listen up, everybody. We plan on doing a video, the regular tomorrow cast that comes out at 7 p.m. We plan on doing the update because it will be for Saturday. But now, if this happens to uptrend, like say we are going to be moved up in the slight risk, like the Storm Prediction Center is like, hey, let's move it back up. That will warrant another live discussion stream. But if all information stays the same, we're just going to be posting a regular tomorrow cast at 7 p.m. But if anything uptrends, we will be broadcasting a live discussion stream tomorrow as well. So make sure you're watching out for the page and always check back for updates. I have been getting a little bit of comments that people have been seeing my posts 12 hours later, a day later. So make sure you guys are liking the page. It will let Facebook know that you want to stay on top of my feed. And also make sure you check back for regular updates. Amy says Saturday afternoon going to be bad. Amy, in my opinion, at this current moment, I will say no. I do not think it's going to be bad. And if it was to be bad, Amy, the primary risk will be damaging winds. So I'm not really... The tornado risk with this is very low. I almost want to say zero, but in the weather world, you can't say zero. People will come back and yell at you for that, and we really don't want that. Excuse me. But the tornado risk will be low, but I really think, Amy, the limiting factor of the severe weather is going to be the morning rain that reduces the instability for the afternoon storms. Like you can see, we have a lot of storms here that move into the afternoon time, and it does look impressive. So I can't completely rule out the severe weather threat. That's why we do have that marginal in place. But some 60-mile-per-hour winds will be possible, but nothing crazy, nothing tornado-like, or anything to really freak out about. So, all in all, Amy, I think, far as it goes, I think we'll be okay. You're welcome, Edward, for the update. No problem. Appreciate all the likes. I really do appreciate that. And, of course, everyone, if you're new here, if we need to, let's hope not, fingers crossed, we will be live as well for the severe weather event. So if there is a severe warning or any severe watches on Saturday for our area, we'll be live all the way until the watch ends. So we'll be here covering the storms as soon as the first warning gets issued on Saturday. But like I said, in my opinion, as far as the data goes, it's really going to have to take like almost a significant jump to really have my attention and really have me freaking out about this system. But I think, like I said, most of us will be okay. Yeah, so. But I do want to show, real quickly, I almost forgot everybody. We will also show the worst case scenario, which is going to be the model here. But, so, worst case scenario is we do have that severe weather event. So that means what you see on your screen here in the morning time, see 6 a.m. all the way through the morning, there's going to be no showers, no rain in the morning. So when the storm system moves through like this, all these storms will be bad. So that will be the worst case scenario. So it has to, so make it easier for you. Best case scenario, it rains almost all day on Saturday and there's cloud cover. That will limit the severe weather risk. Worst case scenario is that it rains a little bit in the morning, but then we have a window of a few hours for the sun to shine, heat up the atmosphere, and then once the cold front gets closer, we'll have widespread severe weather. So, but most of the models right now, at least as far as the afternoon data, does show a limiting severe weather risk. You're welcome, Amy. Glad to help you out. So yes, I would not be panicking about this system. That is correct. Thank you for going live over the storm. Lots of confusion going around. Thank you for making sense of it and giving us the timing on it as well. I really do appreciate it. Oh, well, you're very welcome. Yeah, I wanted to come on, help you guys out, understand exactly what's happening instead of just throwing graphics in your face. Wanted to really break it down for you, so you're very welcome. And also make sure to hit the like button. It does let me know that you guys enjoy these discussion streams and you guys like looking at me. So, but we can't forget, put W's in the chat for my girlfriend for her running the graphics. She's doing a great job behind the scenes. Great job. So, looking at the chat here. Great job as usual. That's correct for both of us, actually. So, yes, that is. Does anybody have any questions? Because, like I said, this is really not crazy. We're not talking about full-blown severe weather outbreak, panic, buy everything in the store. So, my honest opinion is, I think we'll be okay. So, is there any questions, comments, concerns about the system on Saturday? Like I said, we will have a video update tomorrow at 7 p.m. focusing on Saturday as well. And if we need to, we will go live and do a discussion we'll do another live severe weather discussion if needed tomorrow at 7 p.m. But like I said, it really has to take an upgrade for us to have to go back live. So, but right now, if I was you, the takeaway with this live stream is, of course, make sure you're watching out for our page. We're going to continue to post constant updates when new data comes available, and also make sure you're checking back to see if we have the live stream or the tomorrow cast for the update. But I really, like I said, unless the slight risk gets pushed north, I think we'll be okay. Because once it gets pushed back to the north, if the slight risk goes to the north, that means they're wanting more sun in the morning time. So that's the key thing to take away is the two scenarios that we have to keep an eye on is we're watching out for storms in the morning or sun in the morning. It's the two factors that are playing into the system, and that's why there's a lot of uncertainty that's going around with these models. One model says this, one model says yes, but it looks like we're starting just a little bit to get all of it on the same page. So that is what I'm thinking. Thank you for spamming the heart button. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys for loving me. I appreciate that. But does anybody have any last minute questions, comments, or concerns? If not, I'm going to continue to drown myself in data to continue to bring the accurate and most honest forecast for you. Because, of course, I'm going to let you know if it's really going to be bad or if you should get scared. So, if it's not going to be bad, I'm not going to scare you. There's no reason for that. But if you guys don't have any last questions, comments, or concerns, I'm going to go back into looking at the data so we can continue to keep you prepared on Saturday. W background. Yeah, you like that? If you guys didn't know I got some comments in the videos. Kanan, my girlfriend, actually made this sign for me. So if you're looking to buy one as one of a kind, she made it just for me. Sorry, everybody, but yes, it looks very nice. Okay, looks like without further ado, I think we're gonna wrap up the live stream here. You're welcome, Amy. And like I said, make sure you're watching out on the Facebook page for continued updates. And right now, we will have a video out tomorrow at 7 p.m. talking about Saturday. And if we have an uptrend, we will let you know in the morning if we're going to be doing another live severe weather discussion just like this one tomorrow evening. So once again, I really do appreciate you guys tuning into this live stream, getting prepared ahead of the storm, and we'll see you next time. Take care.